everybody. This is Justin with zZounds, and we're here for another zZounds live edition. Obviously, as you guys heard, got a super sick pedal here. It is the JHS PackRat. So, as you might expect by the name, this is all things rat. So, classic pedal. Obviously, it's been one of the most ubiquitous effects for, since 1979 when this thing came out. So it is just a absolutely classic pedal. So JHS captured this, which is 9 different versions of the Rat right now. So I'll walk you through all 9 of the modes, give you a little bit of backstory, and then we'll get to hear all of them in action. So yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with the Rat, this is a good place to start. So let's take a look at this pedal over here. So it's got this really cool layout here. It's super simple. It's actually just a rotary switch right here that's going to select all 9 of the modes. But what's interesting is that there is literally hundreds of components inside of this pedal that operate under a digital relay system. So what it's going to do is literally change the circuit path for each of the modes so you get a completely different type of tone. And it's drastic. You will notice tangible differences between the sounds. So without further ado, let me walk you guys through these. So I started out with the dirty mode, which is supposed to replicate that early 2000s You Dirty Rat version of the pedal, which is a really great one, the most saturated version of the pedal. So I thought that was a good place as any to start. It's just the most extreme sound. So let's go back to that, and I'll play that one more time so you guys can hear it. But again, this is the You Dirty Rat, or the dirty setting on the rotary switch. So yeah, you can obviously hear that's pretty aggressive. Sounds so great though, because this filter knob over here, just your master tone control, is super sensitive, especially on some of the more extreme settings. So you can get a whole bunch of range. I'll show you. So here's that sound I was just using. There's that counterclockwise there. So yeah, super huge range of tones and effects there. So I absolutely love it, especially with palm mutes on those high sizzly sounds. So that is the You Dirty Rat, or the dirty setting. So let's go to the other sounds, and I'll start from the top left of the effects, and we'll go just in order. So easy peasy. Actually, you know what? I just thought of something. Let's just go through and cycle through all 9 of the modes with all of the knobs at noon, just so you guys can hear how different they are. Then we'll go from there. So this is the OG setting. This is the original Rat, 1979, that big box version, if you guys have seen it. Just the original pedal. So just the classic. Now let's go over to the next mode, the white face version, which is the 1984 version, which actually changed the filter a little bit, and it just made that smaller box version that we're more familiar with. So the white face. So right away you notice it's got a little bit more sizzle to it based on where that filter control's at, so it's super awesome for a little bit more aggressive stuff. Now, this next one is the, I believe it's labeled TRB, or the Turbo Rat. So Turbo Rat, they changed the circuit a bit. I believe what happened with the Turbo Rat was they introduced LED clipping then instead of the diode clipping that they had before. So this one actually takes a little longer to clip, so you can get some more overdrive sounds on the turbo setting. So it's kind of a funny nomenclature. It's called Turbo Rat, but you can get better lower drive sounds on it. So let me show you what that sounds like. If you dial it down a bit, you can get this really great crunch. And then here's the extreme end of that one. So I love the Turbo Rat for that reason. You can just you use it as a great overdrive on the low end because of that LED clipping again. So moving on, we got the Brat, which is a pedal from, I believe, 97 or so, but that's the just another updated version of it, kind of that grungy sound. So again, here's it at noon again, so. So again, you notice the way that sizzles then, it's just a lot different sound that you can get out of that. So a little bit more treble character. I knocked my guitar out of tune already here, guys. But yeah, that's the Brat from the late 90s. So you can see that a lot of these are not just gimmicks. There's like some huge tonal changes you can get with it. So moving on, we already heard the You Dirty Rat version. Now let's go to the LA version. This one's kind of funny. This is actually an Ibanez made Rat kind of clone. It was called the LA Metal. I think it was in 84 or 86. And Ibanez made this pedal. So they did a recreation of the Ibanez recreation of the Rat. So again, it takes on a little bit different character. And it actually overloaded the op amps, and that's how they got the distortion. There wasn't any diodes in it. So the clipping is a lot different since it's an op amp just getting slammed. So right away you can hear that heft in it then. It just takes on a different character. Just to show you the Brat before then. You really notice the difference. There's a ton more low end in this one. So loved messing with that. A lot of times the filter control will actually change based on what mode you're using because they're trying to replicate how the filters on each one of those original pedals worked. Funny enough, sometimes when you turn the filter knob clockwise, like usual, a Rat usually gets darker on the clockwise sound. Not on this one. It actually goes by the original, so some of them are darker when you get clockwise, some of them are not. So it kind of is... You have to kind of learn which ones are which, but that's half the fun. You kind of see what you get. But you will notice a lot of tonal changes as I sweep through these. So moving on, we got the Landgraf MOD, this old Landgraf pedal. I think that one was maybe, I'm not sure, 2000 sometime. But anyways, this Landgraf, I think his name was John Landgraf, he did a version of the Rat. And again, it has its own character. Same deal. You can notice the clipping's a little different, but it still has that heft like the LA one. So I really like the sound of some of those. And then we get another interesting one. Next setting, I'm going to go up to the Caroline Wave Cannon. So Caroline Effects has this old pedal called the Wave Cannon, and he partnered with Philippe Herndon, who is part of Caroline there, and he designed his own take on the Rat. So here you go. Again, this one's a little bit, it has a little bit more range to it. So I'll show you guys more of that later, but for right now, you can kind of hear the clipping that it does. So very cool. And then last but not least, the JHS mod. So this is the mod that JHS has been doing for years now. Just kind of gives it a little bit more thickness and little bit more body and size. So yeah, they changed some of the components and I think a different chip in there. So anyways, again, you can hear that character pretty apparently. It's got just a little bit more sizzle and beef in that bottom end. So yeah, very cool. So you can notice, especially when you cycle through them fast, ton of tone there. It's an overwhelming amount of stuff that you get to mess with here. So similar to the other JHS pedals, the Bonsai, the Muffletta, you just get a ton of tone here. So now you guys know about the sounds. Let's just kind of cycle through and have fun with this. And as always, guys, if you have any requests or different sounds that you want me to play, feel free to drop them in the chat. I've got it pulled up here. I can answer any questions or play some sounds for you guys if you'd like. So let's just go start out again with, let's just go to the OG. Let's go to the OG and mess with that filter so you guys can hear just an original Rat. So yeah, super extreme. And here, let's dial it up a teeny bit right here. So cool part, again, like I told you guys earlier, cool part about a Rat is it has a really extreme range. So crank the drive and you get kind of a fuzzy tone. So yeah, you guys get the point. So now let's go to the filter with the drive turned all the way up. Hear how that sounds. Okay, so. So see, it's just awesome. Love the cranking and neck pickup with that that maxed out filter there. So anyways, that's the OG, and from there it just gets more interesting. So let's go to the white face. Quick second there, just so you guys can hear that same sound on the white face version. So. So yeah, classic rock gold right there. You can just hit a Marshall amp like I'm doing right now and just get all sorts of really good stuff. So, and actually, speaking of that, if you guys are wondering what my rig is right now and what we're recording with, I'm playing a Marshall Studio Classic. It's kind of that 800 type amplifier. Playing my SG here, and then we're miking this up with an SM57 and an SE Electronics VR1 microphone. So just a little stereo recording, and that's pretty much it. So it's mostly all this pedal. Okay, let's move on. So I thought that the Turbo Rat, like I said before, was very cool. So let's go Turbo Rat. I'll show you guys kind of some strengths with the turbo setting. Turbo setting is great with touch sensitive things. You can get those low gain drive sounds super well with the Turbo Rat. So, so let's check it out. So right now, just a super clean stuff. See it rolling up a little more. But yeah, you can notice just the sensitivity on it. If I'm barely touching it, you just get such good just such good control on it. So really love the Turbo Rat for that. And of course there's about 40% up on the drive. You can experiment less or more from there. But yeah, I just really like how that one sounds. So, and here's the Turbo Rat in the extreme filter settings. So kind of get like a shreddy 80s sound. Like scooped, but still sharp. And again, that is an extreme setting that I would. I just wanted to show you guys some of the range of that, but you know, it's maybe a little more pleasant filter setting. All right, so you guys get that. Now, let's move on to the Brat, which is it's got a cool sound. I really like it, but I was having fun using this one as because doing a couple quick recordings. I was having fun using this one as kind of like a background kind of sound there. That was really great, layering it over the original like OG pedal sounds that this has. So anyways, check it out. It's got a lot of clarity to it. Worked really well with chords. So yeah, love it. Yeah, I really thought that one responded pretty well to it. So let's turn the drive up on that one. Let me filter it a little bit. So yeah, you guys notice how it's just so sensitive. Like I just rotate the filter, maybe a few notches, adjust the drive. You can kind of make this pedal sound like a completely different animal. So that is the inherent strength of the Rat, but it does take some kind of adjusting for some people's rigs. So, but again, that is my favorite part about it. But I can see how that would sometimes be a little bit difficult, but that's why this thing has about 1 million tones to cycle through. So guarantee you'll find a good one in literally a minute or two when you plug into this guy. So let's go back to the You Dirty Rat again, and let's just kind of hit it one more time, and I'll give you some leads. So. Sweet, right? Yeah, sounds awesome. How many distortion pedals is too many distortion pedals in your chain? That's up to you, man. Honestly, I always use at least one on my board just in case I need it. So that's a good question, though. How many is too many? Up to you, man. Distort to your heart's content. All right, so let's go to the LA sound again. Just going to keep cycling through these tones, guys. So again, the LA is like that Ibanez LA metal pedal. That's what it's supposed to kind of replicate. So we got a different sound going on with this one, but let's have fun. Let's go full bore with the metal. Let me filter it a little different there. If you roll down a little bit on this one, roll your volume down, so. So yeah, I love it. See, I can't get enough of just rolling off on a red, just kind of getting that sputteriness to it. Just really is fun. And of course, obviously the full bore sounds are great, but let's keep going, guys. So the Landgraf mod, the MOD, I should say, that's just a different flavor. So again, let's dive in. You know, big difference already, huge. It's like so big in the low register on that sound. Really love it. Super fat. All right, so let's keep going. Move the filter a little bit. Let's listen to that sweep right there. I could do this all day here, guys. Way too fun. So let's go a little bit less drive on the Landgraf because I know I've been kind of slamming this for a few minutes here. Let's try some lower gain sounds. So kind of using the Rat as more of an overdrive. You can get it in the bottom maybe quarter of the, or 50% of the dial. So. So it's great. It's just a great sounding overdrive. A lot of people just want to crank everything when you play one of these, but if you got a good amp, it's already crunching as well, and you feed this into it, you get some really great saturation. So again, that was the filter up on that one. Let me turn the filter down a little bit. We'll get a different sound. Kind of more of a traditional overdrive then. You know, not so heavily filtered, but you do get cool notched, almost like cocked wah sounds with this one when the filter's cranked. So yeah, not to be overlooked there, but kind of turn the filter down as you get. So yeah, see, it sounds great. It's like it just might surprise you with how much you can pull out of it. Not a one-trick pony. And again, something to talk about is the clarity. A lot of times when you get a distortion that's kind of goes full bore, you lose a lot of that individual note definition with chords. But I've found that this one tends to hold a little bit more of that character with full chords. So just get good separation out of Rat pedals usually. Guys, yeah, super amp-like on that overdrive tone, so it's great. All right, again, let's go to that Caroline wave cannon. This was the I've actually never played a wave cannon pedal before, so this was fun to kind of get their alteration of that Rat style. So again, let's hear it. And again, this is with the drive down low. Let's turn up the drive a teensy bit and see how it reacts. So yeah, already brings in more high-end character when you turn the drive up. Extreme filter setting. And then back again. Go to the other side. So sounds awesome. Here, let's turn it up. See the Caroline wave cannon setting a little past noon. Now we're starting to get a little bit more distortion in there. So just kind of some noodling on there over that lead sound. Give you guys an idea what something other than chords sound like with this tone. But finally, let's go full drive on that Caroline wave cannon sound. Let's hear it. So. So love it. That top part of the dial usually gets a little fuzzy right there when it's really clipping. So all that hard clipping that the pedal does is really great for that. So let's go to one more mode, guys. We got the JHS mod. So as you can guess, this one sounds super huge, as we heard before. A lot of low end characters. So let's have fun. Let's filter at about 40%. Let's go experiment with that. Use it on the other end of the dial. So this one seems like more of a lead sound for me if I was going to use it. So that woolliness might come in handy on that kind of sound. So let's dial it back a little bit. Maybe get something more akin to a regular drive. Cool. And then let's go roll this one back a little bit. Let's hear it sounds a little bit cleaner. So. So you can get a little bit of edge on that when you're pushing it, but yeah, better with a pick. So yeah, again, there's those kind of like overdrivey sounds with the JHS mod. So let's push it. Might as well just go full bore again, guys. We'll hear how it sounds. So you get those like violin-y type leads. It's very cool. So very cool, right, guys? So I think that about wraps it up for me there, guys. Hope you guys liked this dive into this pedal. 9 modes. There's everything from the original late 70s version all the way up until the more modern JHS mod and all the classic Rat. Really, really great pedal. Worked with a bunch of different amps. It just has that sound. You can use it as an overdrive, as a distortion, as a fuzz at the most extreme ends. So this is an insane bargain for what you're getting, and it's a legitimate pedal there. Tons of components. Sounds great. So it's more of a thing you got to feel too in person. We got this amp totally smashed right now, and it's just completely filling this room. So hope it does it justice out there for you viewers. But again, check this out. This is the JHS PackRat. This is on zZounds, so please check out our site there if you'd like to purchase one. And feel free to like and subscribe our channel if you want to check out our live streams in the future. So again, this is Justin with zZounds, and thanks again for tuning in, guys.